All right, we're just finishing up the sugya. We have the Mishnah talking about a woman who gives birth or has labor during the days of Tahara. Does that ruin the Tahara or not? Rabbi Eliezer says yes, Chacham say no. Omar Rava. Beho, thank you. Beho zakinu Rabbi Eliezer l'Rabbanan. Rabbi Eliezer has a knockout punch to Rabbanan. There's no way they could escape this. Lav amritu dama. It says in the pasuk dama to teach us that in the days of Ziva, her dam is tahar. Dama machmas atzmo v'le machmas vlad. In order to be tamei, it has to be dam that comes from within her on its own, but not because she's about to have a child. So any dam that is there because she's giving birth is tahar. We learned that from dama. Hachanami v'tahara mimkar dameha. So in our parsha, because we're discussing the days of Tahara, the 66 days of Tahara. So over there it also says mimkar dameha. So dameha machmas atzma v'lo machmas vlad. So let's use that in the reverse. You have kosher days. You have days of Tahara 66, but that's only if it's from her own dam. But if you're going to introduce different dam, then she's tamei. You hear what's going on here? Again, if she has dam and she's tamei, we say, well, dama means only if it's normal dam, then she's tamei. But if it's dam from labor and birth, then she's tar. Let's use that same drasha for the reverse. During her tahara day, she's tar. Only when the dam is normal dam that regularly flows. But if you introduce something different, she gave birth, she had a miscarriage, that's going to ruin her days of Tahara. Like Rabbi Eliezer says. Says the Gemara, Ema, no. Fine. But what does Rabbi Eliezer say? Ask the Gemara, if you remember yesterday, he had a Kavachomer. They had a Kavachomer against Rabbi Eliezer. The Kavachomer was that if in the days of, in a place where Dam HaShoifi, what's Dam HaShoifi? The break. We said that if you take a break before giving birth, you are Tamei. But if you have labor before you give birth, you are Tar. So in other words, giving birth is lighter, is easier than taking a break. So they asked him, if so, if taking a break, if giving birth is lighter and easier than taking a break, so how come in a period of a break, 66 days of a break, which should be lighter, should be more chomer, you say that you have 66 days break, you're completely tar. So giving birth in those 66 days, certainly you should be tar. Yeah? Before she gave birth, we said what's more chomer? Taking a break. Taking a break makes it tamei. Giving birth makes it tar. So how come in the 66 days where you're taking a break and you're completely tar, so giving birth, you should certainly be tar? So what did he answer them? He said, you bring me a raya from before giving birth, that's only in the days of Ziva. We're talking about the days of Niddah. Before giving birth, you're in the days of Ziva. Those are the only days that it works. Giving birth is only during Ziva days, we said, not during Niddah. And you're talking about Niddah. So says the Gemara, Eima b'mei Niddah, b'mei Ziva, Tahira. So at the end of the day, Rabbi Eliezer should admit to them the Kavachomer is pretty good. The only problem with the Kavachomer was that that you're asking me, you're trying to bring a raya from days of Ziva to days of Niddah, and that doesn't work. But in the days of Ziva, you admit that it does work, the Kavachomer. So at least admit to us, says the Gemara to Rabbi Eliezer, that there's a difference between Niddah days and Ziva days. That if a woman gives birth if she's in Tahara, what's the case here? We're going to start a new Mishnah if it's too confusing. If we're talking about a woman that's in Tahara days, she gave birth to a girl and she has 66 days of Tahara, and all of a sudden she gives birth again in those days of Tahara. She miscarries. Does the miscarriage ruin the days of Tahara? Is it soiser the days of Tahara? It's a new type of blood, so maybe it ruins the 66 days of Tahara, says Rabbi Eliezer, yes. It does. And what kind of days are those? 66 days? When she sees dam, she's a niddah. She's not a zava. It's the first time she sees dam. The first time she sees dam, she becomes a niddah. So memela, you can't take havachaymer from before giving birth, because before giving birth, the ziva, and now it's niddah. But what about if she's a zava in her days of tahara? She saw dam once, now she became a niddah, then she saw dam again in ziva. So maybe you should admit over there that she does. In that case, maybe she's tar. It's ziva days. Ziva, you admit to me that there's a good kavachaymer in ziva days. So he says, Amakrot Teshev, Yeshiva Achas L'Kulon. There's one common thing. Once we know that Niddah days she is Tameh. In other words, if you have a miscarriage during Niddah days, you are Tameh. So if you have a miscarriage during Ziva days, you're also Tameh. Teshev tells me it's one status, one halacha for all days. You should be right, theoretically, that there should be nafka between Niddah and Ziva. We have a limud that you are wrong. Fine. Pretty simple sugi coming up. Besides at the end, but I made a nice chart. It should be very simple. Zok the Mishnah. Kol achadaso yoim becheskes tahara. What's achadaso yoim? We know the 11 days of Ziva. If a woman doesn't do any b'dikas, she's like the beginning of the Masechta, a woman is dealing with taharas, and she's not sure what halacha does she have. What's that? She has a chazaka of tahara. Women typically don't see dam in these 11 days. That's not a thing. They see dam in Niddah days. Now we're holding on today's daf. Daf Lametes. Yoshva v'loy batka. If she didn't check. She's supposed to check. If you're doing tahiras, you're supposed to check once in the morning, once in the evening. She didn't check. Shagaga nenza. If she was a shaygeg, she had an aynes, hizida v'loy batka, tahira. Okay, now the Gemara is going to explain, are we talking about the same case? We're talking about a different case. When exactly didn't she check? Higia shas vesta v'loy batka. You have a woman, as we're going to see, there's a seat there. Oh no, somebody got up, sorry. Avi got up. Over here, this side. Levi, come, this way. A woman has a veses. What's a veses? Every so-and-so days, she sees dam. Or, as we're going to see later, every month on the same day. So 2 types of veses. Either every 25 days she sees dam. So next time it's 25 days, she has to assume she's a niddah, she's going to see dam. You're not allowed to be with your husband that day. Or every Rish Chodesh she sees dam. Regardless if the month is 30, 31, it's a Rish Chodesh thing. Or the second month, whatever it is. Now we have to assume she's tamei without checking. And we had this a bunch of times in the beginning of Masechta. If she was in hiding, she was hiding from the bad guys. She has a veses kavua. How do you establish a veses kavua? 3 times. Chazaka, right? 3 times. And now she's in hiding. She's worried that they're going to catch her. Remeir holds that being scared physically gets rid of the dam. But once she's keeping Shiva Nikim, in other words, either she was a Zava G'dayla, where she has to keep 7 days, or she's a Zava Ktana, and she only has to keep 1 day, Shemeres Yoy. Those days, we just said, in the days of Ziva, right over here, a woman should not see dam. There's no reason to see dam. But if she's in these days and she's keeping Shemer Shem Keneged Yoim, let's say she saw dam 3 days in a row, now she's a Zavak Doila. So now these 7 days over here are her Zaynikim. Now she doesn't, we don't say, oh, she's in Ziva days, there's no dam. Now she's in her clean days and there is dam. We have to always assume there's dam. Why is she watching? Why is she keeping 7 Nikim? 7 Nikim means that we anticipate more dam coming. She saw 3 days in a row, and now she's Zavak Daila. There's going to be more dam. So this, that there's no dam in Ziva days, flies out the window. As soon as she's keeping clean days, we don't have that chazaka. What does it mean that she has a chazaka that she's tahar? For what? So the Gemara is going to say 4 pshatim. Basically, that'll take us, for the most part, to the end of the Masechta. Although we're going to go off a little bit, veer at the end, to the end of the parak. Okay, pasha pshat. If this is a woman who's oisik with taharis, she doesn't have to do a bedika. It says 2 words later, the first words on this amud. Yashva la v'lei batka. If she didn't do a bdika, meaning she should do a bdika. What do you mean she doesn't have to do a bdika? It says if she made a mistake, she didn't do a bdika because she had a shaygig, it's okay. But smashma, she has to do a bdika. Bichlad l'chatchila boy bdika. Zog the Gemara, seifa son limei niddah. Yashva la v'lei batka is a new sugya. That's a sugya of a niddah. Until now, we're talking about in the days of Ziva, and then comes another story in the days of Niddah. 11 days when you're in the days of Ziva, you don't require b'dika, and now you have to stick in the top of the amud. If she's in the days of Niddah and she didn't check, it's a new. In those days when they learned the Mishnah, this is very obvious. We have to be mefarish it a little bit. In the days of Ziva, there's no requirement at all to do a b'dika, even l'chatchila. And once you hit these 7 days of Niddah, now we anticipate dam. So now you have to do b'dika. It makes a lot of sense. Where she sees dam, you must do b'dikas all the time. Where you don't see dam in the 11 days, there's no need. Don't do b'dika. For what? So again, what's the question? Why does it say in the Mishnah, it starts out, Kol achad esayom becheskes tahara. So what if she's a chazaka of tahara? What's the pshat? Another pshat. This comes according to Remeir. Domar isha shein lo veses asur l'shamesh. Moedik Remeir. We also had this once before in the Masechta. Remeir holds that a woman that doesn't have a veses kavua, not like in nowadays that women don't have veses kavua. In those days, everybody had a kviyus. And this woman who doesn't have a veses kavua is a big problem. Asur l'shamesh. She's not allowed to be with her husband. Why? Because she might have her veses. You don't know when it's going to happen. It could be any minute, any time. So Memela, he can't be with her. But the Gemara qualifies this. When is he not allowed to be with her? Only in these days, right over here. Okay, so she doesn't know. Sometimes she sees it on the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 7th. So all these 7 days he's not allowed to be with her. Over here he's allowed to be with her. This woman, he has to divorce her. In our days, everybody has to get divorced, or 90% of the people have to get divorced. Because even though you're allowed to be with your wife in these 11 days, but you have a problem with these 7 days, you're not allowed to be. So you have to get rid of her. Dilma asil kilkula b'meinida. Maybe he'll get confused. If we allow him to be with her over here with any sort of cheshbon, he'll get confused and he'll be with her during the 7 days of Niddah, and that could be a kilkul because we don't know when she's going to have her veses. She can have her veses right there and then. And Memela is boil Niddah, get rid of her. So then why does it say you're allowed to be with your wife during the 11 days? It says, Hanimili b'mei nidasa. You're not allowed to be with her during Niddah. Abba b'mei ziva b'chesket ta'ir kam. You're allowed to be with her. But you have to get divorced from her. Who cares? What halacha does it come to tell us? It says Taisvis, until you divorce her. Or, look at the small Taisvis. The top Taisvis. His chiyuv, if he knows that she is within the 11 days of Ziva, he can remain married to her until day 11, because over here there's no kilkul. And only starting from that point on, he has a chiv to divorce her. His chiv is only chal, says Tosfos, when the ziva days are over. It's a very interesting thing. You're mechuyev to divorce your wife, you're allowed to be with her for another week. But then you have to divorce her. That's what Tosfos says.
That's only if you married her at the last day of the Niddah? Like, how do you do that?
He found out that she's, that he asked her, do you have a vesses kavod? She said no. He says, oh, we have to get divorced. But you know what? Next week, Wednesday is the day.
For a Kohen.
Problem for that's it. She's done for life. She can't marry anybody. Zog the Gemara, Hamidik Tony Sefer Gia Shas Vestavali Botko. Michlal de Beisha Sheyesh Lo Veses Askinon. It says at the end of the Mishnah, if it came, her Veses came. So we're talking about a woman that has a Veses, and I'm telling you another halacha. It showed up her Veses. V'loi Botko. So we're talking about a woman that has a Veses. So why are you telling me now that's a woman that doesn't have? Chasurim Mechser V'achik Tony. Kol Echad also B'cheskes Tara V'shari Balo. All 11 days of Ziva, you mutter to your husband. Uv'meinida Asura. B'medvar Mamur has to stick this in or explain it out loud. Bisa Shein Lo Veses. All this is good with a woman that doesn't have Veses Kavua. Avish Lo Veses. Muter, she's mutter to her husband. Utzricha B'diko. And if she's dealing with the Tahiris, she needs a B'diko. Yosh V'lei Batko. Shogan and says Zida V'lei Batko Tahira. Gival, I love this. Get a few extra lines here that are part of the Mishnah. And then comes the Mishnah and says, listen, that's all good. But if now the Veses came, the time came, and she didn't check, that's it. Tomei. Ask the Gemara, simple kasha with the Sefer Meir. It says in the Mishnah, you remember the famous case. Meir holds that if she was hiding from the bad guys, then we don't care about her Veses. But it says Meir says it. Meaning that the first part of Mishnah was not Meir. If the second part of Mishnah says, Meir Oimer Shom Aleichem, here he shows up for the first time in the Mishnah, Im Hoysa B'machbei, meaning he wasn't involved in the beginning of the Mishnah. This is a new. Otherwise, it should say Meir in the beginning of the Mishnah, and we'll just go through the whole Mishnah. And Meir holds this, Meir holds that. But it seems like Meir just came in at the end of the Mishnah. Reish Alav Meir says Gemara Kula Meir Bachiko Amar. There's a lot of Hachiko Amars in this Mishnah, a lot of explaining.
Most of the Mishnah is not written.
Exactly, very good. Can you imagine if it was written? It would be all the way. It would be a problem for Vilna, because then they would have to start the new parak on like Mem Amid Beis somewhere, like in the middle of the Amid. It wouldn't be good. Hachiko Amar. Oh, I lost it. Hachiko Amar. Im lo yoyse b'machbe v'gia shas v'estavale botko tmeya. She Rebbe Meir Oimer, not Rebbe Meir Oimer, not Shalom Aleichem. It's a continuation. She Rebbe Meir Oimer im hoyse b'machbe v'gia shas v'estavale botko tahira. It's actually not a new halacha. Oh, by the way, if she's in a machbe, it has to do with what we were talking about a Veses Kavua. So that's two pshatim and what it means that there's a cheskes tahira. Rava Omar, new pshat. What does it mean cheskes tahira? That if we're in the 11 days of Ziva, she has a chazaka that she's tahir. Rava Omar loymar she'ena metamo me'is le'eis. Unbelievable thing. Mamish throw us for a loop. The whole Masechta, the whole beginning of Masechta, we're talking about a woman that sees dam. Does she have to go retroactive 24 hours? Kida Lupkida. Says Rava, oh, I forgot to tell you. We're holding last Lamed test. That's only in days of Niddah. But in days of Ziva, there's no going back. No, that's not what we're talking. The whole Mishnah over there, everything. During Ziva, there's no Meis Leis. You don't go backwards. Why? We don't anticipate any dam during these 11 days. She sees dam over here. No, it's not necessary to be metama all the taharis 24 hours is retroactive. You go from here on out. Meisvei, how could that be? And it's like a good kasha. It says Niddah v'hazava. Oh, hazava means zava gdoila. V'ashem meres yom kineged yoim, or zava ktana. But it says mefurish these two. Kineged yoim v'hayu ledes kulam mitamos meis leis. You do go back 24 hours if you're. When do you use zava gdoila? In the 11 days of Ziva. The only time you're zava is in Ziva. Yeah. And it says you go back 24 hours. So you've done a bam kasha. Ravuna Bar Chia, Rashi's Goris here, Chir Bar Ravuna. Omar Shmuel, he says in the name of Shmuel. Okay, halacha in the name of Shmuel. There's a fourth answer. What's the pshat in the 11 days of Becheskes Tahira? Loimar, she'ena koivaslo veses b'soich yimei zivasa. You cannot establish a veses kavua. We said if a woman sees dam every 15 days, every 20 days, she becomes a veses kavua. So the next 20 days, if this happened 3 times in a row, she saw dam, 20 days later she saw dam, then on the 40th day she saw dam, that's 20 days later, then on the 60th day she saw dam, then on the 80th day, she's not allowed to be with her husband. She has a veses kavua. If she didn't do a bdika, we assume that she's tamei. That's only good if this all fell out on the days of Niddah, but not on the days of Ziva. To be explained. Now, jump into Rashi for a second. It's a very good kasha. Lo yishmi eliha shmaitza. So Yosef says, I didn't hear this. So I just want to show you Rashi. It's a famous Rashi, famous Gemara. It's many times in Shas. I actually looked it up, and Eruvin, this exact concept comes up 5 times. And it's always Rav Yosef saying, I forgot, I never heard this. And it's always a baya throughout Shas that tells him, no, Rebbe, you said it yourself. So explains Rashi what's going on here. The Rav Yosef Talmid the Rav Yehuda. Rav Yosef was a Talmud of Rav Yehuda, Shu Talmud Shel Rav Shmuel. Right? The famous Rav Yehuda that always quotes Rav and Shmuel. First he was the Talmud of Rav, then Rav was Nifter, he went on to Shmuel, he always quotes him. And Rav Yosef was the Talmud of Rav Yehuda. The Chala Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef became sick, Veneka Talmud, and he forgot everything. Yeah, Mamish Alzheimer's. I don't know if it's a Kitzer, yeah. Somebody just telling me, who is telling me? I forgot. Somebody here maybe. He's telling me that Rav Shalom Shvadron, at the end of his life, when he got Alzheimer's, he just stopped talking. He was worried that he'll make a Chil Hashem, people misquote him. So he stopped talking. Oh yeah, I remember who told me. Okay, nothing there. What? He recovered. Okay. Yeah. You see, it's not whatever. He got Alzheimer's. He got amnesia. Let's call it amnesia. It's better. Amnesia, and then he recovered. Ukashaya Shemei, a member of the Rav Shmuel, and when he heard something over in the name of Rav Shmuel, then in this case, Shmuel Matmiya, he would start saying, "What's going on here? I never heard it." I'm a big Talmud of Rav Yehuda. He never told me. And Rashi even points out that it's always Abaya. Abaya is the one that always says throughout Shas. It comes down 10 times. It's always Abaya that reminds him. 10 different members that Rav Yosef says, I don't remember. No. Remember, Rebbe, you told us in such and such case. Same thing over here. I never heard such a thing. It's Rav Huna Bachia, Ochir Bar Huna, Omer Shmuel. In the name Shmuel. That what? A Veses Kavua cannot be established during Ziva days. I'll remind you. It says in the Mishnah later on in the Masechta. If she was used to seeing dam every 15 every 15 days, and one time, so in other words, 3 times in a row it happened on the 15th day, and one time it happened on the 20th. That's it. Now, every 15 days. Every 15 days. Yeah. So now, this woman has a Veses Kavua. Every 15 days she sees on...
15th day.
No, every 15 days. Every 15 days. Every 15 days. She has a Chazaka, she already established 3 times in a row, then every 15 days she sees Dam. On the 4th time, there's a boo-boo, it miscalculated, it's on the 20th day. Now what happens? To undo a Chazaka, you need to have a Chazaka. So she would have to see 3 times in a row on the 20th day to undo her established Veses Kavua on the 15th.
You have to say on the 20th or just not on the 15th? No, 3 times 20.
3 times 20. No. 3 times on the 20. Okay. You mean because then she'll have about twice. So this is very simple, Rabbi say. Yeah. There's 7 days of Niddah and then 11 days of Ziva. 7 days of Niddah, 1 day of Ziva, we'll explain why. But it's 7 days of Niddah, 11 days of Ziva, 7 days of Niddah, 11 days of Ziva. That's how the calendar goes. So this woman saw Dam right over here, and she has to go to the mikveh over here. and she saw dam, she sees on the 15th. Now the Gemara thought, what happened?
Whole new meaning to 7-Eleven.
Very good. It's a 7-11 cycle. Okay, very good. Whole new meaning to 7-11. Remember that. It's an 18-day cycle, 7 plus 11. You guys in England probably don't know what we're talking about, but okay. Do they have this in England, 7-Elevens? They do? Okay. Super, like a 24-hour supermarket. Mini mart. Okay, thank you, Noam. Anyway, so just to jump ahead of ourselves, the Gemara says she sees on the 15th. Says the Gemara, no, it's really 15 days from when she was toivel, not 15 days from her period, not from when she saw dam, which would be over here, 15. You would think that it means over here. She saw every 15 days. No, she saw 15 days from this date, from the final date, which is over here. Push it off by a week. It's on the 22nd. Fine. Zog the Gemara. Hoysa limuda lirois lios roya yom chamisha asar v'shinsa liyom esrim, and instead she saw 5 days later. Zev zeh asurim l'shamish. Shinsa pa'mayim liyom esrim, and if it happened twice, zev zeh asurim again. Why? Because to establish a veses, you need 3 times. 2 times is not enough. Va'amrislan Allah. So Abai tells Rav Yosef, Rav Yudam Shmuel, here, you said it. Lo shanu elo tesvav l'tvilasa. It has to be 15 days after Tvilah. Shein chav beis l'riyasa, which is actually day 22. Look what's happens here. Very pashut. Don't read it 15 literally, because where does day 15 fall out? In blue. Look, blue is Ziva. You cannot establish a veses during Ziva, Rabbi Isai. You told it to us. Rav Yosef, you who forgot, you're the one that told us in the name of Shmuel that don't read it 15, it means 22. 22 is already in red. You could establish a veses in Niddah days, not in Ziva days. Yeah?
How did it get to 22?
Because it's 15 from the day of Tvilah. You're cheshboning wrong. It's not from the day that she saw dam and you start counting 15 days, which is going to fall out. If a cycle is 7-11, is 18 days, so 15 is going to fall out before the 18. It's going to fall out on day 15, which is still blue. It changes from blue to red on day 19. So in order to get an established cycle, you said that in order to establish a cycle, it has to fall out on Niddah days. It could only fall out wherever you see red on this calendar. Mimela, when I say that she saw every 15 days, what I mean is 15 days from the Tefillah, which is actually on day 22, which falls out on a red day, and that fits in great. And that you said, Rebbe, in the name of Shmuel, just trying to remind you. I can't be Kivei Veses in Ziva days. Doesn't work. Fine. Amra Papa. I'm reading the Shmaitzik Hamed Rav Yehuda Midiskarta. I said this over, and I said, Mikvah loikava. Yes, you cannot establish a Ziva period, Veses Kavua, in Ziva days. Let's say this does happen. She sees Dam on day 15. And then she sees Dam on day Chveisvas. Every 15 days that are over here, and then on day 30 should be really blue. It just changed in this calendar, I'll explain to you later. But it's blue, blue, blue. She keeps on seeing in blue. All the blue states she visits. And she sees Dam then. Is she allowed to be with her husband? Lamaisa, at the end of the day, we know he should anticipate that every 15 days during Ziva, she's going to see. Is he allowed to be with her? Just logic. Forget about Veses Kavu and halachas and this and that. What about a woman who sees every 25 times already in a row, he chapped that she sees in the middle of Ziva days? Ishtik, he didn't answer me. Let's figure it out ourselves. We learn if a woman sees every 15 days, but she changed once and it jumped to day 20, we have to assume she has to be makbid the following month on both. Her Veses Kavua, which is on the 15th day, and the new one, that's day 20. And we explained that it doesn't mean literally day 15, it means day 22, which is 15 days after her tefillah. And where did she end up this month? Her Veses Kavua went, instead of being on day 22 in white, by mistake, it happened on day 27, 5 days later, in yellow. That's when it happened this month. Where's her Veses Kavua? It should have been on 22. We already established 3 times in a row that happens every 15 days after a Tvila. That's a pretty good Veses Kavua. And it fell out on red. This time it falls out on day 27. Now what happens if it falls out on day 27? What happens? It falls out on day 20. It happened one time on day 27. What happens? What happens is she became a Niddah. Because it's the first time she saw Dam in a very long time. All this was blue, 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 through 22, 3. It's all blue. She didn't see Dam. And then she saw Dam for the very first time on day 27. So now her Niddah period starts. That's why all of a sudden the calendar goes from blue to red. Because now this is where she really saw Dam. She didn't see Dam on 22. She had a fluke in the Veses Kavua, and it happened on day 27 in yellow. So now her Niddah starts. Here's 7 days of Niddah, and now 11 days of Ziva. Yeah, very good. Because most Rishonim hold, and that's what I was telling Mr. Katz last night. He has a very good shaila. What happens? You have all these periods, and all of a sudden, let's say now she has a 7-day Naki. Naki goes all the way to day 21. Now where does her Niddah period start? The answer is after day 21, according to all Rishonim, according to the Ramban. But according to the Rambam, a woman has a built-in cycle that lasts forever. 7-11, 7-11, 7-11, a whole new meaning 7-11, forever. That's the Rambam. Fine. We're not going according to that. So now she reestablished a new calendar from 27. Okay? Now let me ask you something. Now we have to think logically how this works. A woman sees Dam every 22 days for the last 10 years. Every 22 days, 22 days, 22 days. One time, she ate the wrong thing, and instead of having it 22 days, it happened 27 days. So now, where is she going to see her Dam next month? 22 days from this day, or 22 days from where she always is supposed to see Dam? Another 17 days later. When do you think logically that's going to happen? Huh? Forget about Mesupik. That's maybe halacha. When is she physically going to see it? You're a scientist now. I want you to be a doctor. Pretend you're a doctor. A woman has a chazak. Every 22 days of her entire life, she sees Dam on 22. One time, she was 5 days off. Where do we anticipate the next cycle? 22 days from she actually saw it? Or 22 days from the original? You're saying original? So the Gemara brings an example. Let me ask you this example. If a chicken lays an egg on every odd day, so one day yes, one day not, one day yes, one day not, and then one time it lays 2 eggs in a row.
This is different. This is it skipped a day. It skipped a day.
Okay, so it's skipped. It skipped the chicken. It's skipped.
Right. So now is it 2 days?
Ooh, you being okay? Fine. The Gemara doesn't say like you guys. Let's see inside. So here's what's going on here. If you go 22 days, 22 plus 22 equals 44. Look what it falls out. It falls out in blue. And blue is no good. You can't establish a ziva in blue. Right? What? You can't establish a veses in ziva days. But if this is her veses, it falls out over here. In 44, it falls out in ziva days. Right? Zog the Gemara. Viktani zevazasurin. You have to be choishish for both. Alma de chayshinallah. Rav Papa is trying to figure out, do I have to be concerned? What if a woman does have a veses kavua that falls out in ziva days? Should she be with her husband? Should she not be with her husband? What should I do? Over here, it seems like, since I'm choishish for day 44, and day 44 falls out in Ziva days, so you see, I have to be choishish for Ziva days. She shouldn't be with her husband, even in a Ziva day. I can figure it out myself, he says. Because Sovar, Rav Papa, Esem Retartim Manina. Because Rav Papa holds, where do I start my 22 days, like you guys said? 22 days goes from where she always had her period. It was always 22 days, 22 days. One time she had a fluke, went to 27. I don't go 22 days from 27. I go 22 days from the original. And if I go 22 days from the original, it falls out in Ziva days. And what's going to be the answer to that? No. Go 22 days from where she actually had it. And where's it going to end up? On day 49, which is in Niddah days. Correct. It resets the clock.
It could be that she had it.
By the way, I would recommend Noam, you take this calendar for your shir in the afternoon. Without this, no, I'm serious. Without this, it might get a little confusing.
It could be
I think.
It could be on the end
What?
of that day, which could be close to Shkia, which the next day is.
Okay.
5 minutes.
Ask me afterwards. It sounds like you're saying something good, but I don't have the head for it now. Niddah, however, Niddah upischa mesim shiva maninan. Okay, because at the end of the day we have to start counting from where she really saw down. Forget about her versus kavor. She really saw down from 27. We're going to restart her calendar for sure. Even her puppet admits, I restart her calendar from 27 on. That's where her Niddah days and her Ziva days start. I don't know. I don't think the art scroll has. I looked. There's no calendar in the art scroll for some reason. Are you serious? You have one? Not the English one. Okay. I unfortunately don't have the Hebrew one. Is it a good one? I should really check it against mine. Check this for a second. Seriously. It's crazy. I don't understand. So how come they didn't put it in the calendar into the English? Even the new. Anybody have a new English art scroll? The Mesivta doesn't have one either. I know, but in the later editions, they have 100 editions. They didn't change the format. I get it. Okay, fine. Interesting. It's really in one long thing? Okay, Baruch Hashem. And these things, because I almost messed up big time on the day 49. I put it on day 48. I miscalculated the 22. I started counting from the day. Okay, fine. Zog the Gemara. Give it back to me. Maybe you should do 22 days. What's 22 plus 27? 49. So maybe it ends up over here on 49. And guess what? 49 is in Niddah, not in Ziva. The Chiyahadrivo says, and I'll prove it to you. Hi, time to go to the Ram Yoima V'Kavshi Yoima. A chicken who lays an egg one day and stops one day. V'Ram Yoima V'Kavshi Yoima. And then V'Kavshi Trei Yoima stopped Levi for 2 days. That's how you have to say the thing. You're right. The chicken stopped laying eggs for 2 days. No. So how does the chicken start laying eggs again? Does it restart the chicken cycle? Like you guys were saying in the Niddah. No, not like you guys were saying. Or, does she start a whole new cycle of laying eggs? Or do we go back to the original way that every odd day she's going to lay an egg, just she happened to have one fluke in between that she didn't lay eggs for 2 days? Or no, tomorrow on an even day she's going to start laying eggs, and from then on it's going to be one day yes, one day not, but all uneven now from that day on. Says the Gemara, no, you have to. We have chickens, they lay eggs. We know that if a chicken skips a beat, it's eventually going to make its way back to its original schedule. So Melo over here also, if she skipped a beat in the Veses, it's not going to restart the whole clock and you start doing 22 days from day 27. You do 22 days from where she originally supposed to see her Ziva. Isha kavas lo veses b'soichim ezi vasa ve'in isha kavas lo veses b'soichim ein niduso. Why no? Why no? Right, k'de kamei. Oh, so restart.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Like you guys said, okay.
Continuing on even days, continuing on even days.
That's what it says? Okay, good. K'de kamei. What's in front of us? The new one. Nokta. You're right.
Continue with even.
Omalei Rav Papa, thanks for noticing. Omalei Rav Papa.
What point is the woman also? You restart from day 27 of 22.
Right.
Okay, good. So wait a minute. Right, that's his taina. His taina is on Rav Papa. Rav Papa says you go from day 22. I say no, you go from day 27. It's a restart. Omer Rav Papa, like Rav Schomburg was trying to tell us. Omer Rav Papa, El Hod Omer Shlakish. Should we stop here or should we continue to the end? Because everybody has to bring the Gemaras. El Hod Omer Shlakish. Over it's the opposite. Over we're saying that a woman is not Kivaya Veses in her Niddah days, but she is Kivaya in Ziva days. But we're saying that it's not a steer to what we're talking about, because over here we're talking about whether or not she has an open flow. She's in the middle of flowing or not. Rabbi Yochanan Omar, Isha Kivas lo Veses b'soich yimei niduso. A woman is Kivaya Veses in her Niddah days. Hechidami. Lav kigoin. The chazoi, now we're talking about a little bit of different veses. We're talking about a veses that has to do with the day of the month. Not with 15 days and 22 days. Every Rosh Chodesh she has a veses. If you go into chazoi Reish Yarcha, every Rosh Chodesh she sees. B'cham Shebiyarcha, every single day she sees, and the fifth day of the month is within the Niddah days, right? Because she sees on Rosh Chodesh, she's within the Reish Yarcha, B'cham Shebiyarcha. 2 months, Rosh Chodesh, on the 5th of the month. Rosh Chodesh, 5th of the month. And all of a sudden she skips a beat. She doesn't see on Rosh Chodesh, but she sees on the 5th of the month. But she did not see on the 5th of the month. That we go like Rav Papa based on what we anticipate and based on what happened in the past. On the 5th of the month, Alma Mereish Yarcha Meminon. It's not pshat that she missed Rosh Chodesh and she saw on the 5th of the month. It's the opposite. She saw all 3 Rosh Chodeshes. That's why she has a Veses Kavua. However, she would see, this time she saw, instead of just on Rosh Chodesh, she also saw on the 25th of the month, it's not that she was missing a day, she added a day. And Memela, it's not a right to Rav Papa. That you don't go by anticipation, you go by what we physically have in front of us, and that is you restart the clock from the 27th, 22 days weiter.